Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is December 30th of 2024. It's Monday. It's 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. The time is 8 p.m. in the evening. Mr. Clock is still wrong, so I'm letting them wind down, and I'll start letting them catch up later. The mystery plant yet I haven't solved yet because let me show you on the board. It's a toss-up between a winterberry, a wintergreen, or a winter sweet. Now you're going to say, Tom, there's all different names for all different plants. Yeah, but each one has a different Latin name. So I'm going to have to really search into it because I did a winterberry and a winter sweet. So it's got to be one of them. And then the wintergreen looks something like it also. So I have to research these three and make sure what it exactly is before I can let you know. So it's a lot more research than I thought. It might have been easy in my notes, but my notes had two different ones, of which I don't know survived. So how's Grandpa? We haven't seen Grandpa in a long time. Grandpa Meyer, he was repotted on 7/19. No, I got all these different dates on here, but the last date was December 4th of 2022. Well, that's how I keep my records. So let's pull him out. He's going to be like he was in 2021. He was 30 years old. Now he's 33 years old. I know, Mr. Clock, you're wrong. So here's Grandpa Meyer, and you can see how bulbous he is, and you can see all these fine like roots and stuff. So we're going to take him out. We're going to give him some fresh soil. I put some worm castings in with Ted's mixed, just a cup, a half a bucket, like a gallon can. That's a 2-gallon bucket, so like a gallon. And just to give him a fresh start. So let's see if we can get Grandpa out. I didn't water him because I wanted to replant him. I mean, he's got some water, but he's overwintering well in the basement. I think we give him some fresh soil, and we can go from there. I don't know how his root system's going to be. I feel something there. But before we start that, let me... Here we are. I get my needle nose from ironwood because you know nothing cuts wood like ironwood. We're just going to cut some of these dead ones off. Now, Grandpa can't be in direct sun. I give him more of a semi-shaded location. And then he's starting to grow up. His hair's starting to grow a little bit long, so we're just going to cut it above a couple of nodes there, a couple of brains. Just so we can prune him back for repot. He's a tough old bird. I got him when he was young, when he was only about that big. So he's a tough cookie, Grandpa is. I think all us grandpas are tough cookies. Always try to be. So let's get some of the soil out. Now this soil's still good. I'm going to put it in with the other soil. Sorry, Grandpa, I knocked one of your branches off. Hey, Tom, will a fern root from another fern? I have no idea. But you can see on the bottom. Let's see if we can get Grandpa out. There we go. Just be very careful with Grandpa. You can see he's got a nice water storage root. And the roots are looking real good. So we're not going to cut a lot off. And I think we can use a lot of this soil because it's still good for Grandpa. And a lot of this I'm going to put in the container because I don't want keeping some of his soil mix in there. And pot's a little dirty from being outside, but I put in the neem oil on the soil, and so far no gnats or nothing. So we're gonna just let ramp up gently. I don't want to do no root pruning on him in the wintertime. So I'm just gonna keep his root growing there. It's a little bulbous, but that's all right. And we're just gonna keep it like that. So now I'm gonna get my new Ted's mix and put some on the bottom. Okay, Tom. Let's get all our containers here. Now, I'm just going to lift up Grandpa. Get some soil underneath. Just like that. So Grandpa's got a fresh head start. And you can see some of these roots were starting to dry out because he was trying to save water. Or, you know, give himself some water. There. Just going to put it in. I should have did this in the spring, but I just want him to grow these roots because with the low light, he's doing pretty good. He's starting to grow some nice foliage on there. In the summertime, it's a little hard on Grandpa because of the heat, but he hangs in there. I mean, he loses some of that foliage, but he hangs in there. And then in the basement, I give him a little spray job. You know, on the top here. To keep him nice and his foliage hydrated. And you can see how nice he looks. This almost looks, I don't know, I'll show you to you. This almost looks, Grandpa, like he's a mountain. If you look at him, he looks like a mountain with little evergreen trees growing on him. But you can see his head, how he looks. And it almost looks like evergreen trees growing out of him. I'm going to say, Tom, that's a rock. No, that's Grandpa. Alive and well. Now if we ramp on these fibrous, soft roots, we're going to take and just work in the soil. Get it in. And I think I can use my fingers to get that soil in there for Grandpa so he's nice and comfy in his little pot here. Now, can you grow a Meyer fern from one of his roots? I don't know, but we can always try that in the future. But right now, Grandpa's getting older. He's getting wiser, but he's looking good. So we're just going to jab a little bit in. Just like that. Getting them roots in there. There we go. And you can see it does look like trees growing on a rock. So Grandpa's a fascinating little fern. When they cut this dead one off over here, because Tommy could have left that in there as a dead tree. But look, you can see they're like little evergreens growing on a mountain, but it's really Grandpa's hair. Okay, let's get some more soil, some more Ted's mix. So, in July 17th, so his birthday was July of this year. So next year, he's going to be 34 years old. So that's going to be pretty good for Grandpa. keep him at a soil level. I want his roots to grow some more. So then when we do another repot in a couple of years, I'll try to do it in the summertime if I'm still alive, Lord willing. And we'll go from there. And then we could probably try to prune it, the roots. There we go. Okay, we'll get Mr. Elephant, and we'll give Grandpa some water here. And Grandpa's going to stay in the dark here in this room, just for overnight, and then I'll put him out on the table later in the day tomorrow. So I just want to get Grandpa a good watering so he can start to perk up a little bit. Because I had to have that soil dry so I can work on him. And Mr. Spoon, I'll get Mr. Spoon and just put down the soil some more. Just like that. There we go. And he's in his Christmas pot. It's a little worn and torn, but that's the ravages of time in the outdoors. So let me get my old shirt. I got my old shirt here. I'm just gonna clean them up a little bit. So that's Grandpa. I'm gonna write down write down his, make a new tag for him with today's date and everything on there for his repot. And we'll go from there. He might go 3 years without a repot because he's doing strong. He's doing real good. Get some of this off. So if you want to try a fern to grow, get a Myers fern. Because, you know, if you're young, when I started this out over 30 years ago, you can see the nice form he's got. And Grandpa looks like he's got, like he's on a mountain with all his little roots there and all his little trees growing on the top of his head. So he almost looks like a mountain, but it's a live mountain. Or a live rock, you could call it. See, that's dry over here. So today's Monday. I thank you for watching. If I find out what that tree, the unknown is, I'll let you know tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. And then I'll try to find some better rocks and put it around for Grandpa here. And we'll go from there, but I'm going to let him rest right now, let him sleep. So you take care, everybody. Have a good day. Put on some old-time radio, some old-time comedy shows. You got Jack Benny, Burns and Allen, Bob Hope, Red Skelton. I like Fibber McGee and Molly. Armis Brooks. Yeah, she's pretty good. The Bickersons, they're always fighting. Husband and wife team always fight, but it's funny. It's good in a funny way. It's a good show. But start out young with a Myers fern, or if you can find a Myers fern in the store. That's how I got him. He was in one of them little containers like that. I think I only paid like $1.50 for him back then. And there he grew into a nice, beautiful specimen. So you take care, a cup of tea and an old comedy show tonight. And just relax. Oh yeah, don't forget there's Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. Now there, when they have a good row with W.C. Fields, Charlie, it's good because Charlie he's a puppet, and Edgar Bergen, he's the ventriloquist. So Charlie goes up to W.C. and he says, "Oh, I was going to shake your hand, but that's your nose." he called Charlie. I forgot. He says, "You better watch it before I saw your arms off." I don't know. He's pretty good. They call him something made out of timber, old timber wood. But you take care, everybody. Have a good day or good evening.